why, just tell me, do them doves cry?
Huh? Just tell me why them doves cry.
Why, yo, why? Why, yo, why? Just tell me, do them doves cry? Just tell me why them doves cry. Why, yo, why? Just tell me, do them doves cry? Just tell me why them doves cry. Why, yo, why?
Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me.
Why, yo, why? Just tell me, do them doves cry? Just tell me why them doves cry.
Play tight beat, but homie, I don't really care. I'm flaming anything and everything you put.
Yeah, you know what it is already. It's your boy TW at Tw.GeezNews. What's happening? Got some things to talk about right now. But first, before I do, shout out to all my newsies. Don't forget to smash that like button for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel, most definitely. Now, we got some things going on. We got some things going on. We got some racial things going on out there in them streets. I wasn't going to say nothing about it. I wouldn't be the newsman I am if I don't, because it is news. And it's present news. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the woman who made the racial slur to the little boy, the white woman against the little black boy that was 5 years old. And rest in peace to the young man that lost his life at the football game when he got stabbed by the other little boy. A black boy stabbed the white boy. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on the whole scenario. But what I'm going to do first is ask y'all a question. I don't know if y'all know who this guy is. This guy's name is Myron Gaines. And the question I want to know is he a racist against black people? I didn't know too much about him. I seen him on a platform and I heard him speaking and I was like, whoa, this guy is crazy. But I didn't really. And then I seen Pierce Morgan and he was on there. He said some more things. And I said, it's crazy. It can't be. So I went and looked at a couple more of his videos because I had to be sure. Because in one term, when he says certain things, how can I say this? You would think certain people are for the betterment, improvement of a people. But when you dig deeper into that, you find out they're not. They don't care about you. But I've always said this. But most of my time when I speak, it's on the political, analytical side. And it shows you how certain people don't care about you and how you need to listen to both sides. So that's why I went and listened to more of his speaking points, because I didn't want to make an assumption. I got my belief already. But you see the title. I don't want to give you a belief. I want you to get your own belief. Don't worry about the thumbnail. You know how that go. He knows how that go. The proof is in the pudding, in the words. And these words, let's just say, I'm going to let the words speak for themselves. Shout out to Piers Morgan and the rest of the panel. Pay attention.
You've been smirking and laughing. What's funny about any of this?
Well, I mean, I find that.
Hold on real quick. All right, Myron Gaines, obviously. That's dude from Joe Budden podcast. I don't know his name. I just know he's on Joe Budden podcast. The pretty white girl right there is a alleged racist, and the pretty girl on the end, the white girl on the end, is I don't know who. She's like borderline in free speech, because that's where this is all allegedly supposed to be about, free speech. But like I said, I'll let you get your own opinion. Let's continue.
It's interesting that you guys want to virtue signal and, you know, wag the finger and say she's a racist and everything else like this.
She admits she's a racist.
Well, let me
I'm not wagging a finger at anybody. I don't need to but Myron, with respect, Myron, I don't need to wag a finger when somebody says, yeah, I'm racist. I use the N-word against black people. I don't care. That's a...
He's talking about the girl right there, the first one, the younger looking white girl, white woman. He's talking about her. Just so y'all know who he's talking about.
Racist. I'm not wagging any finger. I'm not accusing anybody. She is admitting it proudly. Even you can't defend that, surely.
Everybody is racist to some degree. The reality is it depends on, a lot of people want to be politically correct. A lot of people want to sit there and say, I'm not racist at all. We all have biases. We all have stereotypes. We all make jokes. We all are racist to some degree.
First of all, I'm going to disagree with him right there. Bias and racism, two different things. I'm going to say this again. Bias and racism are two different things. You might say something to somebody racially because they did something and you got angry, but that doesn't mean you're a racist against the whole community. That does happen. But what he's saying right now is it's the same. No, it's not.
Now, how racist you are is a whole other situation, but everyone is racist. That's number one. Next thing I want to say. See, I think this Shiloh Hendrickson Metcalf situation is a microcosm of a much bigger problem. And that bigger problem is what I call systemic organizing. And what I mean by this is for decades, we've had black people literally running around with black supremacy, committing crimes, not getting accountability for their actions, and then they blame the system for it.
Did you hear that? He just said black people have been committing crimes and not getting served to justice for committing those crimes. If that's the case, why the hell is there so many goddamn black people in prison in America? If that statement was right. There's tons of black people in American prisons for the crimes they did commit. And some that didn't actually commit the crime they were charged with. So again, he's not telling the truth. What did I say? When a person doesn't tell the whole thing, that is a what? Omit. It's a partial truth. Everybody commits crime, black, white, it don't matter. Everybody don't get caught, but a big portion does. And an even bigger portion of the people that get caught that commit crimes are black and or Hispanic. So, being that he omitted, which is a lie, he has now become a liar. He is a liar, and he opened the door for that because he didn't tell the complete truth. Let's continue.
Organized. And what I mean by this is for decades, we've had black people literally running around with black supremacy, committing crimes, not getting accountability for their actions, and then they blame the system for it. For example, George Floyd, criminal. Ferguson, criminals. Freddie Gray, criminal. A lot of these people are criminals, and what ends up happening is they challenge the police officer, they get into a physical altercation, things go left, they die, something happens, use of force is utilized, and then they want to cry about the result. When in reality, it's not the police killing black people, it's black people killing black people. And if you want to talk about black on white violence, black people kill white people 2 times as much. And on top of that, most of the shootings in
Yeah, he just said that. He sure did. I shouldn't have to respond because this is for you. See the title? I made my mind up already. Now it's time for you to. Is he? We ain't figured it out yet. He ain't done. Let's continue.
America, a lot of the times, are white cops killing other unarmed white men. So this whole systemic racism or police brutality or, oh, it's all so messed up. The reality is this. Black people have been able to get away with a ridiculous amount of privilege in America for a very long time. They're able to be racist with impunity. They're able to call white people crackers without being challenged back. And quite frankly, white America's had enough of it, and the chickens have come to roost. Now, look.
That man just said the chickens have come to roost. He just stole Malcolm X's line that he used against white people, reversed it, and now using it against black people. The chickens have come to roost. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Let's continue, but first, I gotta say something. I gotta say something about this. Because so far, the things he has said was downright disrespectful. Let's speak hypothetical and say the people's names he mentioned, Freddie Gray and all of them people, they did, well, okay, they have criminal backgrounds. Cool. Does that mean they needed to die? No. It does not. They didn't get into a physical altercation when you're not fighting back. That is not a physical altercation. You are not fighting back. See, this idiot, this liar, obviously doesn't know the difference between a physical altercation and you being assaulted. Because there is a difference. If you're in a situation with a person, let's give it a definition, 2 men, one punches the other in the face and the other one does nothing, and the other one continuously hits him. He's not in an altercation physical, he's getting assaulted. So in those instances, yes, they did have criminal backgrounds. And yes, they were outside. Who knows what they were doing? I don't know. They say they did ingest. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. And I don't quite frankly believe everything these people say anyway. That's why I'm here now. So you shouldn't. But the point is, if you look at those videos, they're not fighting the police. They are being assaulted, you idiot. This is what happens. See, you look at him, he's not even black. He's African American, meaning his peoples are from Africa, as is he. But he feels the need to talk the things he's talking about black people like he's lived amongst black people and had to suffer and go through the same things people in the hood go through. He hasn't. Let's continue, shall we? Yes, we most definitely shall.
Am I saying that's awesome? Am I saying that's great? No, but for literally the better part of almost 2 decades since the Obama era, we've had to have BLM and liberalism shoved down our throats, and quite frankly, we're all tired of it.
Right, but just to be clear, you would have no problem with one.
Here's the crazy thing. He's talking about BLM and liberalism. We all wasn't down with BLM, dweeb. We all wasn't a part of that was going on, dweeb. Yeah, he's a dweeb for now. This is the problem with these people. And I'm saying these people. I got confused with one of them, but you don't even know. I'm from the hood, boy. I came here because I got tired of listening to them lying to us. I'm here to tell you where the money's at and to show you how to get it from the bottom, because that's where I'm starting from. This dweeb sit here and spew that nonsense just now. What do you think about the title so far? Nothing yet? Let's continue.
Member of this panel openly saying she uses the N-word at black people with impunity and is proud of being a racist. You have no problem with that?
My worldview on the protection of the First Amendment and freedom of speech overrides my personal feelings. She has the right to say
That's fine.
See that? See what the dweeb just did? He gave his whole spew about black people, his feelings about black people. You heard him. Even threw some people's names in there that lost their life to police officers. But when Piers Morgan just asked him, do you agree or condone? Now it's what? Freedom of speech? No, cocksucker. It's the problem with cocksuckers like you. See, he just graduated. Yeah, he did. See, I don't understand why. I seen this video already. I told you my mind's already made up. But in this instance, I'm gonna show you why he went from a dweeb to a cocksucker. Let's continue.
You can support the First Amendment, but you can also have a personal view about what she said.
My feelings are irrelevant. The Constitution is the Constitution. That's what matters.
See why he's a cocksucker? Now his feelings are irrelevant when it comes to the white woman saying the N-word. Oh, it's cool then, right? Cocksucker? You don't have nothing to say then, but you just gave this spew about BLM and black people burning shit down and threw us all in the mix because we wasn't all a part of none of that. Because we all don't and wasn't rocking with BLM, cocksucker. But you won't disavow someone saying that word, even more so, hurtfully and harmfully. See, I'm not disingenuous. You know why? I know a bunch of white people that say that shit. And they're from the hood. And nobody says nothing to them. No black people, no nothing. Stand on the corners with them, smoke weed with them, and they say, "What up, my nigga?" And they sound just like you and me. You think I'm bullshitting? Come to New York. Oh, yeah, New York is a different place. New York City to New York State. Yes, it is. But she's being spiteful and mean, hurtful. And she said she's a racist. But this cocksucker won't say that's wrong. See, she was from the hood, had black friends that have allowed her to do it. I wouldn't give two shits what she said. I don't care about that word. Neither should you. But we know what I do care about? Cocksuckers like this. Myron Gaines. Let's continue.
Oh, that's fascinating. Hold on. So when it comes to chastising black Americans about their behavior, about calling white people crackers, as you say, about their moral claims about the racist system, you can levy a judgment against black Americans for all the things they do. But when it comes to this woman saying the N-word and this other woman endorsing it and saying that she herself uses the N-word, now all of a sudden we can only talk about the Constitution and the legal right. We can't offer any moral judgment against it. That's disingenuous. And it's as the only black American up here, that's quite frustrating to hear.
Here's the thing. If you want to be soft and get offended by that, that's your fucking problem, not mine.
He want to be soft and be offended. He's not being soft and being offended. He's telling you the truth, cocksucker. You lap dancing them white people. That's what you're doing. You're lap dancing the white people. What? She's that pretty? It don't matter to you. It don't matter to him. He ain't black anyway. Gotta stop playing this goddamn game. Because when you go to their country, you know what they call you? Cotton picker. Go to Africa. I couldn't believe when somebody told me that. I know a lot. Come to New York. I know a whole lot of African people born, raised in Africa, drive taxi cabs for years in New York. You think I'm lying? They sit at the subway at the train station. New York's a different place. New York City, listen to me. They call us cotton picker, Nakata, Akata, or some shit in Africa. You think he cares about us? He knows that. He's fucking African. And I'm not talking about Africans that came here and had family that's been raised here either, that run the streets with us, go to jail with us. I'm not talking about them. Don't get this confused. I'm talking about these cocksuckers. Anybody, I don't care what country you're from. It's America. This is the greatest country in the world. You don't come here and talk about us like that. You're not even American. You let this cocksucker talk like that? Not me. Let's continue.
Let me ask Ricky.
We're not even.
Let me ask Ricky. Ricky,
this isn't about being soft any more than when you were desperately saving these white people.
Hold on. This sensitive nature that you have is precisely why we have this problem.
It's not about being sensitive. It's about I didn't articulate. Hold on. Let me finish, Myron. Let me speak and then I'll let you respond. Myron, sure. I didn't articulate any sensitivity here. What I said, in the same way that you levied a judgment against black people, I'm levying one against the claims you're making. I'm no more sensitive than you were when you made your claim. I'm simply saying I disagree with you. And to immediately jump to you're being sensitive is just a distraction. I'm making an argument here. Just respond to my argument.
No, and my argument to respond to that is this. Political correctness, liberalism, and making sure that we are politically correct and don't use certain words to offend people is precisely why we're in the situation that we're in. For decades, we've had to literally tiptoe around saying certain things around certain people, while the other group of people has been able to have impunity and be able to be as racist as they want to be, as violent as they want to be, without any.
Did you catch what he said? He went from white people to we. You didn't catch that, did you? I did. The cocksucker just said, we had to tiptoe around. What do you mean we? See, this is what I mean about them. See that right there? You didn't catch that, did you? I did. What do you mean we? You ain't white. They don't care about you neither, stupid. They care less about you more than us, if you want to be technical. Only reason they care about you is because they're using you to do what you're doing. Cocksucker. How about that? Let's continue.
Any type of consequence. And if you call it out, you're labeled a racist. The reality is this. Black people don't want to live around black people. I don't want to live around a bunch of black people. I move to neighborhoods where it's majority white because I know I'm safe. Now, this is uncomfortable reality that no one wants to say, so I'll say it for them. Black people commit a lot of crimes. A majority of the violent crime committed in the United States is committed by a small percentage of people, and they tend to be black men. Look, the reality is the reality. People don't want to say it, but the political correctness and being nice and not wanting to tell the truth is precisely this problem. And the reason why you're seeing all the support for Metcalf and Shiloh, etc., is because white people have not been able to step up and say what they want to say for a very long time because of what I said before, systemic, organized, where they don't take accountability for their decisions.
Let me bring in Ricky to respond. Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to say that I agree that virtue signaling went too far, that political correctness went too far, but we're going from virtue signaling being the norm and being praised to now vice signaling being the norm and being praised. It's not just a matter of does this woman have the right to use that word? I believe that she has the right. I disagree with it. But is she now being rewarded with $500,000? Why are we rewarding people for performing vice instead of virtue? This is not healthy. This is destructive to our society. This is destructive to our social fabric, to our culture, to our ability to live with other fellow Americans. It's gross to reward someone for bad behavior. It's one thing to tolerate it, to say that she has the right to do it, but she called an autistic 5-year-old the N-word. Like, I'm sorry, but I feel like we're kind of like missing the point in the actual context. You can say that it's part of this bigger meta story of black and white America, but it actually is just like a short little clip, and you don't even know the context of it, and it's actually gross, and if we can't just say that it's gross and bad, then I don't really know where we are.
Well, I think it's interesting to me that Lily Gaddis, you retweeted Nick Fuentes, the white supremacist. He said black people just raise $500,000 for a cold-blooded killer who stabbed a white teenager to death. So I don't want to hear one word about the Shiloh Hendricks fundraiser. Either everyone gets to be tribal or nobody does. Why would you retweet that?
Because I agree with it. Because we have to fight fire with fire. I mean, at some point, why are
nobody does?
Why are people allowed to be tribal? Why are black people allowed to be tribal? But as soon as white people stand up for themselves, we're labeled a racist. And by the way, you call people racist when you want them to stop talking about things.
No, I called you a racist because you admitted you were racist.
Hold on. Just want to say something. They're not saying. Everybody is already just about tribal. Even if you don't partake in it. Just because. But what she's not saying, which makes her a liar, is when white people like her become tribal, they don't let nobody else have access. Black people, I'm not talking about they keep putting everything and trying to stick it in the box. Majority black people in this day and age, even with they groups and they have white people in them. So she's full of shit. This whole thing is disgusting. But what makes it worse is this cocksucking sand ninja. Oh, that's what he is. Don't act like they don't have a name. See, they got a name for us. There's a name for them too. You know what it's called? Sand ninja. Yes, that's what he is. This cocksucker. But let's continue, shall we? Yes.
Hang on. I called, just to be clear, I called you a racist because you openly, proudly admitted you're a racist. So it wasn't a question of exposing you or pointing my finger or trying to get this out of you. You proudly sat there, bold as brass, and said, yeah, I use the N-word all the time against black people. I'm a racist and I'm proud of it. That's what you did.
Racism is just having a preference. I prefer not to live around black people. I prefer not to live in a country where white people in our country are disproportionately attacked by black people. Where in my country, you can have an Austin Metcalf where he asks a guy to leave and he gets stabbed in the heart. I prefer that.
Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony. This is where all this is stemming from. And the white woman, Shiloh, whatever the hell her name is, and a little autistic boy. Before I continue, I'm going to say two things on both of those subjects. One, the little AKA black boy, autistic, I seen the video. I don't even think he's black. Where was the parents for the boy in the video? You listen to me. We got to stop with this nonsense. You know better. Ain't no little black boy. Let's say you got your eyes off your kid for a few seconds. You're doing what you're doing. You might be in your phone. Once you hear a commotion, phone, woman, man, you call that little black boy the N-word? What little black boy? Where my kid at? You up. Who you call? That's my son? There's no parents of the boy in the video. They're people walking past. She's saying what she's saying. The only person there complaining is who? The guy, the Somalian guy, recording it. My belief, that was his kid. Deadass. That was his kid. I'm going to say some, I'm not going to say it. I want to say some things, but I'm not going to say it because people are going to say I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Who cares? Who knows if that Somalian man didn't send his kid over there to do that, dig through that woman's belongings to get a viral moment. See, they're not talking about that part. That's because they're disingenuous cocksuckers. That's why. Myron. And as for the young fella that lost his life, who I wholeheartedly go to his father, let's not forget one thing. You don't have the right to put your hands on anybody. I'm going to say this again in case the stupid people didn't hear me. I don't care what color you are. You don't have the right to put your hands on anyone. Do I agree with what he did? No. You know why? I have a kid, and I'd be goddamn if I heard that. Because my son did what his son did. And that was the outcome. The only thing that matters in that instance now, because he was in a stand your ground state. You can tell him to leave, but you can't physically remove somebody. If he was the opposite way around, if it was the opposite way around, and the white boy stabbed the little black boy, I would be saying the same thing. You don't have the right to put your hands on somebody. It doesn't matter how you feel. I don't have to fight you. Don't you understand that? Where in your brain do you think I have to knuckle up and roll in the street with you? Where is that the law? I don't. I have the right to defend myself against anybody who puts their hands on me. It's just that simple. Now it comes down to the law. He had a knife. Okay. Was it illegal for him to have the knife? If it wasn't illegal for him to have the knife, and you're in a if you're in a stand your ground state, you can be morally and say, yo, he could have just turned around and walked away. Yes. He doesn't have to. You got to stop putting your beliefs and your feelings on other people like they have to agree and or do what you would do. They don't. Again, I don't care what color you are. I can say that. You know why? I know a whole lot of white people, and they know me. There's no difference. I don't treat them no difference from nobody from the hood. They don't treat me no difference from nobody they know. That shit only happens in certain areas with certain people. It's just what it is. But that doesn't even matter. Only thing that matters is one thing. The law. Ain't that what everybody preach? Ain't that what everybody preach? Let the law handle it. I don't have to fight you. I don't have to let you assault me neither. I don't have to turn around and walk away. Because when I pull out a weapon and I tell you, if you put your hands on me, this is going to be the outcome. Why don't you then turn around and walk away? Oh, so don't say he needed to walk away. Because when he pulled out the weapon, the young man that got stabbed could have walked away. When he seen he had a weapon in his hand, he wasn't fighting fair. See this? That's the difference. It ain't got nothing to do with black and white. It got to do with stupidity. And Myron, the cocksucking dweeb. Let's continue with this woman.
That's a preference. Now, what a real racist is, in my opinion, is seeing someone as less human. I'm a Christian. I believe everyone's created in God's image. So I don't see anyone as less human. But that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to have a preference and say, I don't like what happens to be coming out of this community or that community. How is that a bad thing? How is that not just a preference?
Because you've literally made black people sound lesser humans. You don't want to live around them. You want to use the N word in relation to them, a word that you know causes that community unbelievable offense. Is that my
fault? Is that my fault? If they have bad behavior, if they want to act in a certain way, if I have to cross the street and be afraid that maybe because of the crime statistics that are very real, by the way, is that my fault or is that their fault for having bad behavior?
That's mind-boggling to me for multiple reasons. I mean, we're talking about bad behavior. You know, we've never lynched you. We've never enslaved you. We've never done any of the deep-seated structural forms of injustice to white people that white people have done to black people. And yet to claim some kind of moral superiority in the midst of, and again, in the context of a conversation where a white woman is calling a 5-year-old autistic child the N-word, and we're talking about black people's bad behavior, this is absurd. And the idea of fighting fire with fire, again, is a dishonest argument. Just to take us back to the point here, the people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony's campaign believe that he was wrongfully charged, and they're trying to get him legal defense. The people who are defending this woman are saying, yes, we know you called the 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word, and we want more of it. We approve of it. We support it. These are not the same thing. And
again, I implore you to go watch that video. That little boy's not black. I'm telling you, that's my belief. I believe that that's that Somalian man's kid. Dead serious. I believe that that's that Somalian man's kid. Wasn't no parents during the whole interaction. Get the hell out of here. What are you talking about? I'm not stupid. That's the thing. Neither are you. Pay attention.
It's bonkers to me that we couldn't all stand and say, hey, it is wrong to call a 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word. I mean, Myron, let me just ask you that question. I think this is a yes or no question. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you think the woman was wrong to do what she did to that child in that park?
I don't approve of that. But what I will say is that it's very important to understand the entire context of what led us to this position. Because again, Metcalf and Hendricks is a microcosm of a much larger problem. Earlier, we were talking about tribalism when you were mentioning Nick Fuentes' tweet. Here's the thing. Black people could be as tribal as they want to be. You have people like Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson running around about black power and marry black women and keep it in the hood and all this other stuff. But if white people assemble and say, you know what, white power, we need to keep our nation white, they're immediately ostracized and labeled as supremacists, and they get banned off every single platform. I find that interesting. And matter of fact, you went ahead.
It's not the same thing.
No, actually, it is the same thing. Because here's the problem with black people.
No, it's not.
Hold on, let me finish this. Black people practice the very racism they cry about. You guys can gather together and say Black Lives Matter, Black Power, but if white people get together and say white power, gather together, they're considered.
You hear them, right? You guys can gather together and say Black Power. You guys. This cocksucking dweeb. I'm not mad at him. fuck about this sand nigga. And neither should you. That's the point of this. I just want you to see what he is. You dig? Let's continue.
White supremacists, and they get banned off every single platform. Why is that Jared Taylor and Nick Fuentes are banned off every platform for practicing white nationalism, but black people are allowed to stand every single platform getting interviews on a Breakfast Club? Explain that to me. There's a two-tier situation here where black people are able to benefit off of being racist while whites are not. And what we're dealing with right now in America is literally a backlash to this black supremacy has been able to run around unchecked for a long time, and no one has the balls to call it out. Here's the other thing I want to say. Everyone's flipping out over Shiloh Hendricks is saying the N-word.
Can I respond to the point you just made, though?
No, hold on. Nobody flipped out like this when the United States was getting destroyed in 2020 because of black protests destroying every liberal city in America. So I don't want to hear it about, oh, this she made.
See, cocksucking dweeb. You heard what he just said? BLM and protesters destroying property. How is that the same thing as a 5-year-old, stupid? Those are adults acting like kids. That is a literal kid. Don't get the fact twisted that I don't think he was black, that I'm saying what she did is belittling or trying to take away. No, the shit she did was wrong. Completely. But I don't think that kid was black and or somebody else's kid in the community. I think it was that Somalian man's kid that made the thing to try to get a viral moment. That's my belief. You don't have to jack it. I'm saying that's my belief. But it don't matter now. That shit done spiraled out. And that woman getting damn near $250,000 to move because she got so much hate sent her way. Yep. But this cocksucking dweeb, tisk. Let's continue.
$100,000 because said the N-word. Who cares? They destroyed billions of dollars of structure because someone got killed who was a criminal. That's the problem in America. You guys get a privilege that no one else gets to enjoy. You could be racist.
Okay. All right, I have to hang on. I'm going to hold it there. We've got another guest joining us. Mark, I'll come back to you to respond to that in a moment. Okay, let's go back to the panel there. I mean, Ricky, it seemed to me a lot of inconsistencies in Mr. Wells's position, not least the donning of the Christian hat when it suits them, but then removing it when it doesn't.
You know, I think it's definitely tough to make the call here and there and where to censor. I err on the side of not censoring as much as possible, but I agree with you that the selectivity of having issues with abortion but not with these campaigns is certainly a problem. But I also want to go back to our point before, too, and make the point that I hate this argument that because some people were tribal, we should be tribal, too. And shouldn't we want to live in a society where we say tribalism is bad in general and negative in general, and so therefore we should be erring towards individualism and not fighting tribalism with more tribalism? I think that's a net negative.
I agree. Myron, your last words on this.
The thing with tribalism, it's a natural human instinct. Like, we are literally designed to want to be in communities and want to be a part of a set of community because it ensures our survival. It's been that way since the beginning of time. So the thing is that people are typically going to align with people that share similar features, and that's why we have the tribalism we have going on right now. So the problem is, it's not going to go anywhere. I think the problem is that we've had this penting up for literally decades, and this has been a response to it. You have people that are coming out and supporting someone who you guys might deem as a terrible racist, but I think it's also very important to understand how we got here, because if we're going to look at the smaller problem, we can't look at the bigger problem, and it's what I said before: unchecked, systemic
racism against white people. That's what he's saying. unchecked systemic racism against white people by black people. And the chickens have come home to roost. Yes. That is Myron Gaines, cocksucking dweeb. Yep. And you know what? I want to say everything he said. You know what I believe?
A bullshit. A bullshit.
That's what that was. All that nonsense he said. That's what that was. Oh, you don't. You know what he want to see? He want to see you walking around like.
I don't even hang around anymore. That's why.
What are you doing?
Me? Just hanging around.
That's how they want to see you. Us. You think I'm joking? You just heard that shit he said? We ain't got to worry about that cocksucking dweeb. Tell that saying nigga, step the fuck off. We don't listen to niggas like him. We never did. And we never will. And he could go lap dance them white people all he want. They don't care about you neither. Because they call you saying nigga just like anybody else does. You better believe that. So now, what do you think? Is he or isn't he? Choice is yours. Don't take my opinion. You figure it out for yourself. I made my mind up. You see what I called him, right? You see what I called him, right? He needs to take his ass back to Africa, pack all his shit up, consolidate all his belongings, all his money, sell all his property, take his shit, and go. That's what he need to do. He don't like us. But you know why he ain't gonna do that? Because he gonna lap dance them people. He gonna hang out with them until they get tired of his stupid ass. Because he's stupid. He's stupid. Purposely. That's what makes it bad. One thing I've learned from white people, they'll let you come around. They'll let you make some money until they get tired of you. They don't get tired of just anybody. You know who they get tired of? The stupid people. You think I'm joking? Go ask one. When they figure out you're stupid, like him, then that's when they squeeze you and get everything they can get out of you. Because they know there's a chance at any moment your stupid ass is going to be gone. Just like that. And you better believe that cocksucking dweeb, I don't wish him no harm, people, please. You shouldn't either. Because freedom of speech is fundamental, and I believe in it. I believe you should be able to say anything you want. You know? Just like I believe you should keep your hands to yourself. And if you put your hands on somebody, I believe you should be able to suffer the consequences of your actions. I'm just saying. I don't care who you are. Keep your hands to yourself. Get to the bag. That's what they don't want you to do. That's the point. All this nonsense, they don't want you to get no money. The more they keep that cocksucker right there spewing the nonsense he's spewing, you ain't thinking about getting to that bag. Because you thinking about shit you shouldn't be thinking about. We don't listen to people like that no more. I told you that. D-class students are down from the bottom to the top. You most definitely better believe this is it. I'm here for you. For us. Pay attention. Wipe the wool away from your eyes. Open your ears. Evolve. You must grow. Or you're going to have cock-sucking dweebs like him spewing the shit they spewing and you eating it up. While he getting money and you thinking some nonsense. Fuck that cocksucking sand nigga. You might take this video down. I don't care. As long as people see it before they take it down, I don't care. Tell them I said it. Tw.G's. Holla at me. Whenever you're ready. He ain't gonna do that though. My platform ain't big enough. I ain't even put a name on the platform yet. But don't worry. It's on the way. Got something for you, cocksucking dweebs. I'm on your heels. My foot going on your neck. Watch. You think it's a joke? I mean what I say. From the bottom to the top, you better believe this is it. We ain't letting them niggas fool us no more. Especially not no saying, nigga. Cocksucking dweeb like him. Talking bad about black people. You got some nerve. This America, the greatest country in the world. Ain't no way you coming here doing no shit like that. Why watch? That's why you got to plant them seeds. Grow that tree. The one who plants them seeds, knowing he or she might not sit in that tree shade, just begin to understand the meaning of life. Meaning of life is to get to that bag. It's a big business bag out there. Big businessmen, big businesswomen creating even bigger business kids. And you got to worry about cocksucking dweebs like Myron and the shit he's spewing. And the rest of them. Talk about this day country. No, the fuck it ain't. This is our goddamn country. And you need to start acting like it. Go out there, get them jobs. That's opening up now to get these people out of here. Get them. Time is now. Remember, I told you. 9 to 5, that's to make a living. 5 to 9, that's to make a way of life. It's your boy, TW at Tw.GeezNews. Think I'm done? I'm just getting started. You don't even know. After these messages, I'll be right.
We don't play that bullshit. No. We don't play that bullshit. Fuck around, get a full clip. We don't play that bullshit. You fuck around, get your ass killed. Broken bullets when it's wartime. Wartime leads to broken bullets. Broken bullets when them slugs project. Look here, boy, we let off rounds. Broken bullets when them shells eject. Them shells eject, boy, and hit the ground. They hit the ground. They hit the ground. Them shells eject, boy, and hit the ground. Told you niggas not to fuck with me. I thought I told you, nigga. told you niggas not to fuck with me. I thought I told you, boy. 445 ain't gon' play